So the Osanubi Adventurer probably doesn't have as much of a right to be as good as it is. Like, this show is dumb. And I think it knows it's dumb. At no point do I get the impression that, like, the show takes itself seriously. The main character's name is Rick, and a parody of the word gladiator. His name's essentially Rick Gladiator. And if that's not the best name of the anime season, I don't know what is. I finished episode 1 a couple days ago, checked it out, was pleasantly surprised. I finished episode 2, which just released today, and I'm equally pleasantly surprised. I've seen enough at this point to say, you know what? This one's worth watching. It does not have anywhere close to the best production value of the season. In fact, I'd argue it's one of the worst produced shows that I'm currently watching this season. But it ain't no Newgate. If anything, it's very similar to Helk. If anyone watched Helk, great show. Very similar kind of old school feel. Minimal movement at times, but I think the almost comedy direction does cover up some shortcomings that you'll find in the show. But when you have a character, these like overpowered characters who don't realize they're powerful, we see that a lot. We can see it even in this current anime season. It is a gimmick. But I do find it's a gimmick that works with comedy. The thing that really sells me about this show is that really the first half of episode 1, the first half of episode 2, pretty fun, I'm enjoying it, I'm not bored or anything. But it's like the second half where like the last third of both episodes 1 and 2, they do something that's so stupid, so over the top, that I can't help but just appreciate the absurdity. In the first episode, he goes up against this girl who, he's so built different. And I mean it. This is a man who's so powerful that all of her super moves, he sees this shit in slow motion, and he thinks, I wonder what's going on. I'm clearly not that strong, but, I wonder what's happening. And it's not until she starts tripping and stumbling that he can't predict her movements, and he's like, damn, that's a powerful warrior for you. Or in episode 2, he's getting jumped by a bunch of people who want to kill him so he can't take this exam, because the whole gimmick is that he was basically a clerk, a desk worker, person, and he changed at the old man age of 32 or 33 to become an adventurer, and everyone memes him for it. He basically just starts feeling very bad and worried for all the people who are trying to kill him, because the people who trained him, these 4 demons, are just complete and utter hell. And honestly, I'm kind of here for more. I have full live reactions to these episodes, though, over on Patreon. If you want to see my full and good thoughts on any of these episodes, it's going to be over there exclusively. So, between episodes 1 and 2, I actually wouldn't say I preferred one over the other. I thought they're pretty consistent. Like, if you walked out of episode 1, I think you're more or less going to be happy and be very relatively the same enjoyment with episode 2. Especially because they kind of continue the gimmick of episode 1, which is like this brother-sister duo. We then meet the older brother, North, who's just even more of a pathetic douchebag. The fact that, like, as soon as he enters the screen, Rick's saying, like, how, like, he smells horrible. I wasn't sure what that meant, but it seems like he just reeks of cologne, given some of the remarks. But it's funny, because basically, it's so over the top that, like, they treat this man as, like, he's a walking gravestone. Like, he's 32, 33, something like that. And I'm pretty sure North is, like, 25. So it's just, like, it's hilarious to see, like, this almost, like... I don't know, like, I get the impression it's like some Gen Zer, like, trying to insult him when half these characters look the exact same age. Now, Rick's skincare does make him look like he's in his 40s, but, like, it's hilarious, man. Like, he's looking at this beauty to the right of him, and he's like, man, if I was only 10 years younger. And I'm like, bro, she looks the same age as you, but it is what it is. Like, this is a show that I'm not expecting that it's gonna reinvent the wheel, gonna do something I've never seen before. But there is something funny about having a character like Rick who just... doesn't understand how built different he is, and just the fact that he's going up against, like, whether it's in episode 1, this girl who just, she's like, alright, I'm gonna wipe the floor with you, and just everything she does, he's like slow-mo moonwalking around it. And the fact that it's not until she starts tripping and falling and stumbling that he's like, yep, that's exactly what I expect. I knew she was way stronger than me. I couldn't even predict that. It's just like, he's so stupid and I love it. And then the fact that in this episode, rather than just trying to do the exact same type of gimmick that, it's not unless people are, like, stumbling or making a fool of themselves that he starts realizing how built different they are. The fact that he gets teleported by the little bro of episode 1, and the fact that you just have all these goons saying, we're gonna beat you up. It's like, you can't really say you're gonna beat someone up if you have giant swords. That's basically a death. And the fact that the other 3 that trained him, he's just so petrified. And this is such a fun gimmick because what they confirmed, and I had my suspicions up to this point, but when that one dude gets his whole hand brutally shattered, and Big Orc Boy just heals it and says, you know, you got potential, but you know, you got a long way to go. I can already tell the way this man got so strong is probably through having his entire body shattered and broken and bruised, and then healed and do it all over again. Which you might want to say, but if it's healed, what's the issue? He still feels the pain. He feels the pain before that healing. And the fact that he knows what all three of them... Like, one dude busts out an assault rifle. Psychopathic demon Megami girl. Orc that you can shatter an entire greatsword on his skull. And honestly, I think the seemingly love interest, it's hard to say. She doesn't show a lot of emotion. She definitely is violent, but she seems like the most calm out of the four. Which maybe is why he's willing to travel with her and not the others, though Rick doesn't seem oblivious to the fact that she's attractive, given that when she was holding onto his arm, he was quite enjoying himself, even if he was a little flustered. It's just like, they got a good foundation to go off of. They have these ridiculous, so stupid, so I can't wait to see them trip and fall antagonists out of the siblings. You have a dense, dumb, but fun MC, and the supporting cast that roots him on and has trained him, he's so petrified of, and the fact that he's just apologizing to the people that are trying to kill him about, hey bro, you're just training me, right? Wink wink nudge nudge, what are you talking about? We're here to beat you up. And it's like, Buddy, if he could take it back, he definitely would, especially after feeling the shattering pain of his entire hand the way they did. Like I said, visually, pretty underwhelming show, nothing crazy. It's very old school feeling, so if you don't mind old school feeling anime, like, you're not really gonna have an issue. Like, it's not god-awful, it's just, it's minimal. There are some funny moments that are decently produced, but I'd be a liar if I came up here saying, damn, what a beautiful looking show. Like, it's fine, but I've seen far worse this year. And this doesn't feel like it's like, I'm not thinking they had the best production schedule, but it seems like they worked with what they could. And overall, I'm here for an episode 3 at the very least, and maybe more depending on how Rick's adventure continues to evolve. But yeah, I'm so far in, and it's only been 2 episodes, and you know, you can't say this is a show that's keeping me there because of production. Like, the production's very average, so I legitimately just vibe with the comedy, and I think it's a silly enough premise that has me entertained on a Monday. Let me know what you're thinking, though, down below. Be sure to leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're around, of course, ring that bell. And like I mentioned, we got those full live reactions over on Patreon, and hey, while you're over there, I'll also give you a video shout-out. Alrighty, so today we got Benjamin Zelvosky, Kill Zero, Azur, Ava91, Nebzin10, and Subasha Suzuki. So I appreciate the support, everyone. Please take care, and y'all have a good one.